What's going on, folks? Welcome to another episode of 34 Questions. Today I have a very special guest, one of the students that I personally work with in my Burton era. Mr. Asantay Wilson is on the show. So, what's good, Asantay?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Just want to thank you for coming on, and you're one of the first students to come on to the show. Thank you for your time, and thank you for this opportunity to catch up and get to know you better, man. Appreciate it.
Of course, man. It's always good to support the brand and you, of course. You know, it's always good to give back to those who give back to me or who helped me. So, it's nothing but a thing.
Appreciate it. All right. For those out there who aren't familiar with the flow of the show, we do a few intro questions to set the tone. I got a little icebreaker for my guest, and then we jump into the main interview questions where they choose a number between 1 and 34, and we conclude the whole interview with some concluding questions. Sound good to you, Asantay?
Sounds perfect. Can't wait.
All right, man. My first question for you is, how have you been? You've been, you've been good. You've been going through it. Tell me how you been, man.
I've been growing. Let's say that. I've been growing. Recently I've been putting a lot of my faith into the Most High. I've been having a lot of discussions with my family members, specifically my cousins. So they're around my age. So, we typically, we talk about like certain situations we're going through, certain challenges, certain barriers we have. So the general message is we pretty much just put all of our faith into God. So he's just been giving me all the signs, all the strengths that I need in order to do what I need to do each and every day. So lately I've been well, but I've been struggling as well. But, it's a grind, man. So I just got to keep pushing.
It's definitely a balance, man. It's definitely a balance. Yeah. I feel you. I feel you on that. My second question for you is, what would you like your descendants to know about you? This whole podcast is about, reaching out to the next generations. Because, unfortunately, we lose people every day and we never know what's going to happen. So I'm trying to create this platform that, there's like this little time capsule where your descendants would be able to know you. You feel me? Like, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. So what would you want your descendants to know about you?
I would want my descendants to know that I'm just as strong as they were, mentally and physically. I don't know if you know, but I'm of Black and Jewish descent, so there's a lot of history between that, even within altercations that I had growing up. So I want them to know that I am holding my own, and I am, keeping my head up, and I am trying to push and persist. And I would say that I am carrying them with my my good grievances each and every day. I feel like everything that I do for them, or just for my people in general, is out of good mannerisms or just out of good character in general. I know there's a lot of stereotypes specifically towards Black people and or Jewish people. So, I just try to be basically a good person overall. So I'm pretty sure they would appreciate that, considering how much hate they faced. So
for sure, man. And to be honest, you've always brought that vibe. I think I've told you this when I was working with you. Like, you always had that good energy. You always showed me respect, and definitely appreciated that. And you coming back on, like you said, giving back to the people who gave back to you. Even though I don't feel like I gave too much to you, but I'm glad I was there to be a part of your youth. You feel me? So
you affected me more than you know, which is good.
For sure. I appreciate that, man. So my third question for you, man, is how would you like to be honored? If I was going to tell myself today I'm going to honor Asantay, how would you want me to do that? Or how could someone do that?
Someone could honor me by just speaking well of me, or just speaking. Honestly, I wouldn't even say speaking well of me. I would just say just keeping it real with me or about me. I feel like honesty is a huge thing, and it's honestly something that I've been trying to work on in my life. Like, I've had a really tough relationship with my mother personally, and throughout my life I noticed I would lie to her a lot. So she would constantly say, like, how can I trust you? Like, you're my own son. Like, I should be able to trust you the most. So, honesty is just something I've been trying to work on. Because it is hard to be honest with someone, especially when you like to hide. And I'm and my history of bullying. I've been bullied a lot, and I'm more of a person who like tends to like hide. I'm more of an introvert. So I'm just trying to like, step out of my comfort zone and, being more real with individuals, or just being, just being real with anyone. I feel like honor would definitely, or if someone was to honor me, I would definitely say like them being real honest.
For sure.
Yeah, I'd say them being real honest about me would definitely mean a lot to me.
I got you, man. I got you. I'll always try to be honest about you for sure, man. Don't worry about it.
Appreciate that.
My fourth question for you is, how well do you know yourself? And if it's hard to put in words, you could just give me a scale from 1 to 10.
To be honest, I wouldn't say I know myself too well. I know I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to put my faith into the Most High, and I feel like my spirit, I feel like I don't know my spirit just as well yet. Still trying to find who I am. Sometimes I don't even know what I like to do. What should I do today? What do I like to do? So I've kind of just been taking the time to, try to explore different avenues of my life to find myself, to see who I am and what I like to do, and what the type of individual I am. I think I have a glimpse of the individual I am, or the individual I want to be. But as far as like knowing myself to full capacity, I definitely would say I have a long way to go.
No doubt, man. And I'll tell you, it took me 12 years out of high school for me to figure it out for myself. When you met me, I was still figuring it out, to be real with you. And
it's not easy at all. It's not easy.
Now, and you need to go through some things to really discover who you are and what you like. This whole past year or so is what kind of took for me, to be real. I took all the months I had like staying at home and being by myself to like go into old hobbies and like things that interested me as I was growing up. And right. I kind of pieced it together into like, okay, what do I really want to do? And here we are doing this, and
what's up, man? There you go.
That's what it took, though. It took some
solitude, time. Man, solitude is a great thing. Like, people underestimate the value of being alone, and I really feel like COVID has definitely helped me out a lot. Like, I feel like everyone needed some COVID in their life.
I feel
for the good or better. Not as far as people getting sick or anything, but as far as like people being separated and them needing time for themselves. I really feel like that was a huge thing that everyone needed.
It was a reflection period, Yeah. I was busy in the race. A lot of us were, and it took us time to slow down and kind of just look at ourselves in a very with a lot of time. Instead of trying to rush our growth, we had time to really take it slow. And yeah, I definitely appreciated that gift. So I can dig it, man.
Definitely. At first it sucked though. I was like, man, I get tired of being in the house all day. Like, I want to go do something. I can't even play baseball, for Christ's sakes.
I mean, you're not playing now, or is it slowly?
Yeah, I'm playing now. But when COVID first happened, it was terrible. Like, they shut down everything. Everything. So it was a real bad time for me, at least.
No, man. If something that you love gets taken away, of course it's not. That's always terrible, man.
Yeah, it's really hard.
I don't know
but
if you.
I got it now, though.
You said what?
I got it now, though. So even though we're still in COVID, season's just around the corner. So I'm pretty juiced about that. I'm pumped.
Yeah. When's the season start?
I believe on the 10th.
For yourself, like when you start playing games and everything?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's like 11 days from now.
Yeah, not even 2 weeks away.
That's what's up. You ready?
Woo, mentally I'm ready. Physically I'm ready. I'm juiced. I'm ready. It's been, I think my last full season was senior year.
Wow, I got you.
Yeah, so I didn't even graduate yet the last time I played baseball. So
damn, man. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's showtime. It's showtime now.
Indeed, it is. It is.
Have you heard that Jim Carrey quote about solitude?
I haven't.
He basically said it's great, but it can be very addicting. You know, when you don't necessarily have to give your energy out to people, because Jim Carrey is a very energetic actor, and he does all these things. So for him to kind of like bring that to light, where like, because he likes the solitude too, but he realizes that as good as it can also be a little detrimental when you feel like, oh, you're only acting for yourself, you're only doing things for yourself, which that's the balance. Someone brought it up in my previous podcast about self-love being the balance between selfishness and selflessness.
Fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that blew my mind for sure. I was like, oh, damn, hit it on the point.
Yeah, they definitely pieced it together on that one.
For sure. But yeah, just keep that in mind whenever you throughout your life, man. That's something I had to keep to myself for sure.
Actually, I'm gonna write that down. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. Shout out to AKA. He's the one that said it on the pod just a couple episodes ago.
Hey, shout out to you, man. Stay wise.
So the spelling bee icebreaker. We've reached that point. You got 2 chances to get it right, and if you do get it right, you'll be invited back on to the spelling bee episode of 34 questions. You down to participate, or you cool?
Oh yeah, I'm down to participate.
All right, man.
No pressure.
No pressure at all, man. The word is liaison.
Liaison. Liason.
You got one more chance.
Liaison.
You're missing one letter, and it's right in the middle. That's my hint.
Liaison.
Ah, man, I'm sorry. It is it's Liaison. Yeah. No, it's tricky, man. Don't worry. Only like 4 people got it right on the podcast. So.
Hey, kudos to them for getting that one right. That was a tricky one.
No doubt. But no worries. I think I'm gonna try to like expand the whole game show aspect of the show. So I'll invite you.
I like that touch.
Right on, man. Right on. All right, man. Let's jump into the questions. Give me a number between 1 and 34.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to start off with one of my favorite numbers, and that's gonna be 9.
First off, tell me why 9 is one of your favorite numbers.
It was the month I was born in.
I got you. So this one is if anything's a little too deep and you don't want to answer it, feel free to say skip or pass. All right, because I don't know how people are, how open they are. Exactly.
Gotcha.
So this first one is, how has racism affected you?
Racism has affected me tremendously, like across all aspects, from the time I hit kinder till now. Like, I mean, when you're little, you really don't trip off of racism. Like, it really doesn't affect you that much until someone like blatantly like says something. And that's been the case multiple times. And, I'm not gonna, play the victim. I've also, partaken my part in it as a defense mechanism or to attack an individual. And it's honestly, after learning about it over the years and the repercussions it can have on certain individuals, including myself, I'm not for it at all. And it sucks to see how blind and ignorant certain people are to it. Racism is a whole issue that we have in America today. So I just try to do my part and just try to be respectful to each and every individual.
Leading by example, man. I can dig it. You mentioned kindergarten, man. I don't know if you can remember, but like, what was that early experience for you?
It would just be certain like situations where I would try to play with certain children, and I would notice like their parents like pull the child away.
Wow.
Damn, like, do they really gotta go? Or like, I would still like see them playing around with, kids that look more like them. But, I continued to play and do my own thing. We probably eventually, snuck in there, still continued to play or something. But, it's just certain things that you just pick up on. Like, just certain signals. Man. So racism is, it can affect you mentally. It can affect you a lot mentally. And it has.
In what way would you say for yourself that mental aspect?
Mentally, dude, like I've had like times where I've been depressed. I've been in situations where I couldn't like a certain individual just because their parents didn't approve of who I was.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's been times where players have gotten more playing time based on.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that happens. It's actually happened to a couple of my homeboys. Lost some opportunities from it. So. Racism is definitely a huge ordeal. It is, and it really affects people's lives and their careers. So, I just try to do my part and just try to, spread the peaceful message and just try to spread words of positivity.
I got you, man. I got you. Do you think, like, outside of yourself, what could be done about it in the world? Like, what does the world need to do to kind of like combat racism?
Well, I would say the world would just need to be just educated. I would say we don't really dive deep into our history as much, or like the truths of our history. So we have like these stereotypes and these paradigms of individuals that are just completely false. So I would just say just educating people would definitely, change racism, or it would definitely take a step into changing racism, enforcing it more in our school systems, because once you catch it at a young age, then you can develop it through adulthood, or, continuously. So I would definitely say definitely try to impact the youth and definitely try to spread that message of positivity within the youth, because I know bullying still goes on, and there's a lot of ignorant messages that are being spread throughout kids these days, and because I know, for example. So I would just say just educating the matter would definitely push racism into the right direction.
You good, man? Don't worry.
Apologies.
No worries. I got you, man. And let's keep it rolling. Throw me another number.
6.
6. Okay, you'll like this one, man. What's been your greatest highlight? Like
highlight.
I know you play sports, so you could go with that, or you could go non-sport. Like whatever you felt like a moment in your life that you took pride in. But I want to hear the sports one too. So.
Okay, for sure. All right. Well, if you're automatically giving me the sports one, I would say my non-sports best moment of my life, or pretty great moment of my life, was when I graduated high school on time. I don't know my dad, so I don't know whether or not he graduated high school. And I know my mom didn't graduate high school on time. I think she got her degree when I was 6. I think she got her GED when I was 6, because she had me when she was 18, so couldn't really get her degree. So I would definitely say crossing that stage with my diploma was definitely a huge moment. I definitely set the standard for, my children when I do have them. And hopefully I get a, college degree. So I would definitely say me graduating high school was a huge moment.
For sure.
Yeah.
And what about for sports?
Sports. So I actually have the award.
Oh snap! All right.
Oh, my bad, bud. I didn't mean to step on you. So at the time, so I think it was 8th grade year. 2014. I was 13. So I think freshman year of high school. I was at Willie Mays. So I was at the Willie Mays Boys and Girls Club at Hunters Point. So I was a part of the Junior Giants organization. Mm-hmm. So just me being really enthusiastic about baseball. I was probably like, I was probably like the only kid there. Actually, nah, I can't say that. I was probably one of like the most, into baseball out of the kids up there at Willie Mays, and I really just took pride in baseball and just being a great community member and just trying to like set that good image of kids from Hunters Point can be good people too,
Mm-hmm.
So when I got the Willie Mack Award, I don't know if you can see it, but it has my name.
I see it.
So
damn, I didn't know your name was so long, bro.
Yeah, bro. Asantay Devon Corvell Wilson.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got 5 names, so I'm always usually the one with the longest name. But yeah,
hey, that's what's up, though, man. I usually get clowned for it, but I actually like my names. So
yeah, man, that's sick.
But yeah, so they had invited me up to AT&T Park to actually hand out the award to me and other Junior Giants community members that had also won the award. So it was a cool little luncheon. Like, they talked to us about like what it means to win the award and how important it was to actually be in a situation and how we can really like impact other individuals over the course of our lives. And that really stuck with me. And especially like, being at AT&T Park and me, dreaming of becoming a Major League Baseball player one day as a young kid, I'm like, okay, maybe the organization can hear about me. Like, I'm 14 years old, maybe I could, get in there. Maybe they heard about me or something.
Yeah.
But, so, like that moment was really huge for me. I really enjoyed my time there. It was a really nice day. Like, it was definitely a day I won't forget, for sure.
Did they introduce you like during the game? Was it one of those things?
Nah, but it's actually crazy. So another crazy moment as well. So I actually went to Game 5 of the 2014 World Series. So literally the same year that I won the award,
Yeah.
Giants World Series, and I got to go to the game. So we ended up going. So this is my pass, right?
Yeah. I see it.
We ended up going out to the field, and mind you, the stadium's like packed. It's amazing. Like the vibe's electric. Everyone's having a good time, and that moment also stuck with me. I'm like, this could potentially happen one day if I just buckle down and stay true to myself and really just do well in school and do what I need to do. So, so those 2 moments were like my highlights of my childhood, I would say.
That's dope, man. I can imagine when you make it to the majors and then they have that little that box where they give you fun facts. That Willie Mays one is gonna be coming up.
That'd be sick, man. That'd be awesome.
Nah, but, man.
Keep my head down, keep pushing, and hope that I can turn this dream into a reality. So.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
All about persistence, man.
Pulling for you. You already know, man. Throw me another number.
Let's go 3.
What worries you about the future?
Ooh, that's a good question. To be honest, there's I feel like there's always like this sense of guilt of, what if I fail? Like that what if factor. What if things don't pan out as well as I want them to? Like, what if I get injured? Like those things like, linger in my mind at times, but I've tried to just stay positive for the most part, but I'm not gonna lie, like those things do like, sit in the back of your mind, and you really do want the best for yourself, and the only thing you can do is put in the work, but sometimes things don't turn out the way that you want them to. So again, I just try to sit on my prayers and just try to do well each and every day. But I would definitely say I do have like, some shakiness about the future at times. happy for it. Like, you know, I'm happy to see what the future holds, but at times, not so much. You know, it's kind of has like, you know, that balance.
No,
But,
I got you, man. Yeah, like you mentioned, balance is very key. And you know, we worry about stuff that we think could happen, right? And then it's always hard to bring ourselves back to be like, okay, what if that happens, but what if it doesn't? You know, then
some things are just out of your control. Sometimes you can just do the best you can and just see how the cards play out. And I feel like if I can just do everything that, you know, in my power that I need to, that, you know, hopefully things will turn out right. Like, I'm a strong believer in what you put in is what you get out. So if I'm staying positive, if I'm putting in the work, then hopefully, you know, I'll have like, you know, good upcoming events, you know.
No doubt.
So I just try to stay positive through the process.
I got you. Throw me another number, man.
Let's go 16.
What can bring tears to your eyes?
Woo.
Yeah, so feel free to skip, man. I understand.
What can bring tears to my eyes? Man. Losing my mom. I would say my mom would tear me apart. Like, my mom, she's been like my rock my entire life. Like, I kid you not, she's been there each and every moment. Since the time I was born. I believe she was homeless. Like, we was like in and out of homes. We were in a homeless shelter at one point. Then we moved to the hood. I think we moved to Sunnydale, actually. So we moved to Sunnydale, Double Rock. Dad stayed at Hunters Point for a stint. Then we moved to Alamany. So, you know, my mom, she's been with me like literally my entire life. And it really hasn't been like in the best situations either. So, you know, she really keeps me grounded. Like, she's always on me. Like, she irritates my soul, but, you know, she does it because she cares. And she like, you know, she always like, you know, she keeps me on my toes. Like, she never lets me get too comfortable. Like, even when I'm doing well, I'm not doing well. Like, and that's why I get frustrated sometimes. Like, you know, like, sometimes I feel like, you know, enough isn't enough, but, you know, enough isn't enough at times. So, you know, I'm really thankful for my mom. So I feel like if I were to lose my mom, that would shake me up.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
Bro, like, when I remember maybe a few years ago, I had a couple dreams where in one dream I had lost my mom, and it was like, I woke up with tears, bro. I was
Scary,
like,
right?
Yeah.
I've actually had a dream like that too. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Stuff's not scary. This stuff's scary.
Yeah, man. I think the parent-child relationship is so unique to the individuals, right? Like, your mom's a different person from my mom, and all that stuff. So the way they are growing themselves, and like, you know, what they think is best, and, you know, everything they had gone through has brought them to this point where, like, you know, I want to protect my child from going through those same things. So yeah, like, just know she's always doing the best she can, you know. And I think you do know that, but it's just
I do know that.
Just
but
a reminder.
Sometimes it can be a little stressful, but I know she's trying her hardest, and, you know, she lets me know. Like, it's like sometimes she'll, like, you know, sometimes I kind of feel bad because, like, sometimes she'll ask me, she's like, "Tay, my good mom." I'm like, "What? Did you really ask that?"
I feel you. Yeah.
Like, what? Like, she asked that. Like, you know, like, I know, like, sometimes, like, you know, we butt heads at times, and, you know, like, we go back and forth with each other, but, like, you're great, you know. And I try to, like, you know, I try to remind her that. I try to, like, let her know that, you know, she's my rock. So, yeah, man. 16, definitely a hard question. So I would say my mom for sure.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Go ahead and throw me another number, man.
Let's do 24.
What does unconditional love look like for you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Unconditional love to me looks like someone or something that's not forced. It flows. It's effortless. And it's easy, but at times it can be rough. So I feel like unconditional love definitely has its ups and downs, but the connection is pure and you really feel it. To be honest, I don't know if I've ever really experienced love. I don't know if I've had like a taste of it, but I know like it's a really huge emotion. Like it's a lot to love someone, especially someone that you aren't related to. Um, so I would say, yeah, I would definitely say love is pretty easy. Can have its difficulties, but in the end, the communication is strong. So that's how I would say. That's how I would interpret that.
I got you. Yeah, man. I mean, personally, for me, I stand by, like, yeah, it's hard to love someone else if you don't love yourself.
Facts.
And that's something. Yeah, that's something that I think people struggle with even more so today, because we have this problem with comparing each other, or comparing ourselves with other people, because we just see the highlight reel, right? Like we talk about social media being the highlight reel of people's lives, and yes, I think it's getting a little bit tougher, but I don't think it's impossible. And yeah, it's easy. It's easy to love family, but then when you're trying to find someone that's just that other piece of yourself is a whole different kind of love.
Right. And at times it can be dangerous because, I know I've had like a situation where I've actually tried to find myself in another individual, and I haven't even found myself out yet. So, I was going into a situation, really unprepared, and, I ended up getting hurt in the end because I didn't take the necessary steps to make sure I was all right through each and everything, because like you said before, you got to love yourself before you love anyone else. And especially in a relationship, you got to make sure you're mentally well before you deal with another individual. So I feel like mental stability and mental wellness is definitely a huge part of that as well.
There was this, you listen to Wale?
Wale, yeah, of course. I maybe I meet my feels.
There's you heard the song Matrimony from like an old mixtape with when he.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Someone put me onto that song and was telling me about the little sample.
Like the intro.
Exactly. The Jerry Seinfeld.
That was like a roller coaster.
Yeah. That's. I'm glad you knew that. I didn't know that until someone told me about it. But yeah, no doubt that it's very relatable when it comes to this unconditional love question.
Relatable.
All right, man. Throw me another question. Or number, yeah.
Let's go with 20.
20. What are you too stubborn to let go of?
Ooh. Keep it real. I'm too stubborn to let go of my ex-girlfriend, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like it's been really hard for me, but I've been trying to like, take the necessary steps to like, move on, because, I feel like everything happens for a reason, and certain things will happen for a reason if they're meant to be. And I felt like that certain situation was a learning experience more than something that was meant to be, so I've been kind of combating it, and it's been really life-changing actually, and it's actually helped me grow a lot. So I would definitely say, because that particular situation probably still trying to get over it, to be honest, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's not easy. Like, as much as I just want to be like, done with it, it's emotions that I still have that I just can't let go of, but I'm trying to, just trying to take those emotions and use them for positivity. So I would definitely say that particular situation was one that was really hard for me to like let go.
I hear you, man. First off, want to say thank you for opening up. That I know it's not easy to talk about those things, especially when it comes to relationships. Personally, for me, Man, I've been rejected a lot in my life, and it's funny.
Yeah, you both, brother.
Yeah.
But it's okay because rejection actually grows us as individuals. So
Yeah,
people have to be okay with rejection.
I will tell you, time heals. But also don't take too much time. I feel like personally for me, it took me a long time. Every like big rejection in my life, it felt like it took me a little bit longer each time to kind of like bounce back and like believe in myself again. So that's just a cautionary tale for you, man. Like really keep it moving,
Right.
Yeah, keep it moving.
Yeah, because like the moment you linger on it is the moment you're starting to try to catch up again. And that was actually a huge thing for me because, like you said, like in my life, I was rejected a lot. Like before, I wasn't like the most attractive individual, and I was actually like an introverted individual. So I wasn't really talking to that many people. So so rejection has definitely been something that I faced, but it's actually helped me grow as an individual. So I'm actually really thankful for rejection. Like honestly, each time I get rejected, it makes me want to go that much harder.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like rejection is honestly like a blessing in disguise. Like it's honestly one of those things like you just got to jump off the cliff to do it.
Yeah, man, you're still young. You got plenty of time, bro.
Yeah, so once you feel the effects of it, then it's just like, what? It's just like, it's a flick on the shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's moving, that's why, So, for sure, man. Throw me another number.
Let's go with 7.
What is, this might not be relatable to you, but if it is, you can speak on it. What is one of the wildest dreams you can remember? That was like a movie, you feel me? And then
So, I think I remember what age I was too. I think I was probably like 16, and I was running down 3rd Street, and I was getting chased by Freddy Krueger. And I'm booking, and I don't know why I'm running. Probably from him. I'm not trying to die. I'm like, wait, I'm in a dream. This Freddy Krueger, like this shit could be real. Like I don't know what's going on here. So
yeah.
So I'm running. So I end up escaping him, and then I run into an apartment building, and I run into like some of my old friends from childhood. And then we ended up talking for a bit, but nothing too major. And then we ended up walking down to the pool. Like it's like my dreams are so random. Like to be honest, I can't I'm not one to control my dreams. Like I can't really control my dreams. Like I don't know how people do it. Like I actually think that's really cool. Like if something bad was happening, I wish I could just stop it and make it all jolly after. But I don't know, I can't do it. But what did we end up doing after? I think we ended up going to AT&T Park, and I think I ended up jumping off like the very top of the I think I jumped off the very top of the stadium, and the field was actually trampolines instead of stuff. So like I think I just missed it, and like there was actually like nothing below the trampolines. Like it's just like air and mountains, and I'm just falling. Like it was crazy, and then I woke up. Like it was so random. That
fallen feeling is when you're about to wake up.
A little too often, to be honest. Like I think I fell like a decent amount in my dreams. Like it could be off a skyscraper, it could be off a cliff, it could be off anything.
Oh, dude, tell me about it. In my dreams, I've had a lot of dreams where I get shot, dude.
Yo, that's scary.
It's a trip because it's happened enough times where like I can recognize the feeling. So like whenever it happens, I start suffocating. Like
really?
That's how I feel. Yeah. I start like, and I think in my head like, is this it? Is this real? Is this like the end? And then
for real, you actually think that. Like,
and then I wake up.
And then I wake up, and then I'm like sweating bullets, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, man. The thing about being chased in your dreams too. This is what I heard or I came across. I'm not an expert at all. It's just that I dream enough where I kind of like I googled it, you know,
Yeah.
and basically like it's your mind recognizing that you're realizing you're in a dream, and then so it's trying to wake you up by like these figures in your dream are chasing you because they're like, oh shit, he's starting to realize that he's in a dream, you know.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's a trip. I can't say it's for real, but you know, I like to believe it since people have done some studies and whatnot on it. But
yeah, crazy how that works though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And if you ever do want to control your dreams, it's kind of like meditation. It's called I'm sure you know, lucid dreaming, and you can teach yourself to do it if you do these certain steps right before you sleep. I haven't tried it. I think, you know, there's a lot of steps to do it, but yeah, if you're really interested in it, give it a shot, you know, a month or two, because I've noticed in some dreams when I do realize that I'm able to control something, then I go for it, man. I'm like, let me think. Recently there was this dream I had where it was like I was in like a black light world. You know how black light makes everything a different color and shit? Like,
oh yeah. Oh, that's sick. Yeah. That's sick.
But it was kind of like post-apocalyptic. So like, you know, everybody, it was like Mad Max, but like with
it's
black
like,
light world.
I get like a punk rock zombie vibe.
Yeah, we were like we were collecting stuff. It was like we had to collect gear for something, and we went from like village to village collecting.
Trying to survive. That's sick.
Yeah, it was a trip, but man, I got to write down my shit because I eventually.
For real, you can turn those into movies. I actually think that's how like directors make movies. Like they have like a crazy ass dream, and then they like screenplay it or screenwrite it.
Yeah, man,
that's how they get some of their ideas.
That's a dream, man. That's a dream. But for sure, we got just a heads up. We got about 10-15 minutes left in the podcast. Okay. So I think we can knock out a couple more. Go for another one.
Let me get two.
How do you define ego?
Ooh, how do I define ego? I would say your ego is that's a tough question, because to be honest, I really don't know how to define it, but I would I'm gonna assume like your ego is basically your spirit's insecurities, or your spirit's yeah, I would just say your insecurities, whether they project them really loud or real subtly. Because people, I mean, different people have different egos, so we all handle it. We all handle different situations differently. So I guess that's how I would determine an ego.
For sure. How would you say your ego has helped you, if it has in any way?
Ooh, okay, so I feel like my ego has been detrimental, but it's also been effective at times. So my ego, so for instance, when I play baseball, I usually like to get real cocky. Confidence is important in baseball. Like if you can't go to the plate and say, like, okay, I'm gonna strike this guy out, like just, you know, balls to the wall, like I'm coming after you each and every time. Like that's just the moxie you have to have going after those guys. So I feel like when I use my cockiness or my ego in that sense, it can help me. But there's been times where I've actually turned some people off by being overly cocky. Like there's been times where it's funny thinking about it now. There's been times where I was like 16 and I would try to I would try to flex my money and my clothes on like these females, and I'd be like, what is he doing? Like, what the like, you know, it'd be like detrimental to me, and I'm like, you know, like what's their problem? And I'm like, I kind of look like a dickhead. Yeah. So I mean, there's been many instances. I think I've even had some altercations with my teachers when I was younger, based on, you know, I think I know this situation better than you, or, you know, just anyone. So I try to check my ego. I try to use it, and I try to check it, but I try to use it in the correct moments.
Balance.
There's a time and place for everything. There's a time and place for everything.
No doubt. I think, you mentioned about sports and ego. I think the confidence is helpful, and also like it helps. The confidence helps with, getting over mistakes, right? I feel like every athlete needs to just like drop something. Maybe if they let somebody score on them, or they gave up a run, you got to drop that quick. You can't have that linger. And I think that's what separates, the great from the good. Sometimes is like, oh, whatever, I made a mistake. Now I got to do better next time. But yeah, definitely, I think that's part of the ego.
Completely agree.
All right, man. Throw me another number.
All right. Let's do 32.
32. What does it mean to have a healthy perspective?
I would say having a healthy perspective is having a positive one, because I strongly believe it's so easy to focus on the negatives. Like, I know, for example, like, it's so easy for me to point out my flaws, all the negatives, because it's so easy to focus on what you're not good at or what you're bad at, because you're too busy focused on seeing what other people are good at. So once I figured out, I'm like, okay, you know what? I may not be good at everything, but, maybe I can try my best to be good at everything, So I feel like once I changed my perspective on certain situations, or how I approach certain situations, I feel like it really, really affected my mentality for the good or better.
Got you. Have you heard of the phrase toxic positivity or?
Toxic positivity? I haven't actually.
Yeah, man. I think I've been accused of that a couple of times in my life, because me,
really?
I'm a pretty positive person. Yeah, man. And I was like, oh, wait.
People just like being negative.
I think it comes back to just having a balance. You can't be happy all the time, and
I feel like it's honestly impossible to be happy all the time. Like, realistically, who's happy all the time? Like, I wish I was happy all the time. Like, I'm stressing over school, I'm stressing over so much stuff, but I feel like I don't have to stress as much as other people though. So but I know I still do stress.
Yeah.
I'm not happy all the time. Like, when I'm doing homework, I'm not
with the smile on your face, just
exactly. That's it. Like, like, nah. So,
yeah.
I feel like it's definitely. I feel like everyone's not happy all the time, but I feel like staying positive or having a positive mentality can get you through those hard times. Even when you do have them. Like, even when you're thinking positive, you may be angry. Because even when I'm angry, I try to think positive, so I can't be angry no more.
Feel it, man. When people had brought it up to me, and it made me kind of step back and kind of look at myself, and I was like, maybe I am being like toxic with my positivity, but then I'm like, but then I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't mind.
Right. It doesn't sound right. Like,
for me, I was like,
intuitive.
If I'm like that, I'm gonna embrace it. Like, I'd rather be, toxic positivity than being negative.
Toxic. They're just toxic. I'm just toxic.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't be around me. You're gonna be feeling happier,
Like, who says that? Like, come on.
But yeah, I think it could be a thing, and it's just. It goes with knowing yourself and knowing who you are, and if that's who I am, I'm not perfect, and I'd rather be that than something else. You feel me? So,
exactly. As long as you're happy with who you are and the decisions you're making, then by all means.
Yeah, man. So we've reached the concluding portion of the interview. Before we get to those final questions, man, just want to thank you again for coming on. It's been a joy.
Man.
Yeah.
Talking to you, it was nice catching up. It's good seeing you, man.
No, for sure. And I'm glad we got to reconnect, and I'll always reach out to you just to see how you doing and everything, man. So much love. Appreciate it.
Yeah, will do. And actually, so I know that so my school we're actually not allowed to have people come out this season to watch our games, but I know in summertime it may be a possibility. So I'll for sure send you a schedule if you ever want to come out. You don't have to come, but just in case, I'll just send you one.
Right on, man. Yeah, no, yeah. Definitely let me know.
I got you.
Appreciate it. All right, man. So this question, I've been trying to find a way to connect my guests that come on. So this question is from the previous guest, and because you'll see what I mean. But this one is, what keeps you going?
Oh, so what keeps me going is kids from my situation. So kids in inner city Black America who have negative role models, who are pushed to the streets because they don't have influences outside of sports and music. I'm not saying those avenues are bad, but excessively, when that feels like that's when you, like as an individual, when you feel like that's the only thing that you can do to make it in this world, I feel like that's a problem. I feel like, Black America can be used for more than, entertainment. Just more as an entertainment aspect, rather than, doctors, teachers, nutritionists, scientists, all these different aspects, all these different fields that you can go into rather than, just striving to be these two. It's either I'm this or this, or, I'm going to go to, illegal activities. And I feel like that shouldn't be the case. So I feel like it's my mission in life to give back to kids from my situation, just so I can bring out the great in them, so they can give back to their families, so they can get out of those situations and out of those environments. So they keep me going. My love of the game for baseball keeps me going. God keeps me going, and my family. So those 4 factors are the reasons why I do what I do and what I man.
Yeah. And you mentioned your mission, and I think you're on your way, man. Yeah. So you're doing what you got to do to accomplish that. My next question is, what would you like to ask the next guest that's coming on? So give me a question that I'm gonna ask them when they come on.
I want it to be a good one.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're taking the necessary steps to become the best part or the best person? How can I phrase that? Are you taking the necessary steps to become the best individual that you can be?
I got you, man. I'm typing it out right now.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the question I want to go with.
Cool, man. And then my last question for you is, what is the greatest lesson you've learned thus far?
The greatest lesson I've learned this far is don't take anything for granted, because I know things can be taken in an instant. One of my boys told me growing up, he says, as once you know nothing lasts forever, you know everything. So, I just try to, stay, appreciative for each and every moment, for the things that I do have, because I know, like, in an instant, they can be taken away from me. It could be my family, it could be my home, it could be my career, it could be anything. So I just try to stay positive and, just try to stay thankful and praised for, the position that I am in. It may not be a glitz and glamorous position, but, I'm still thankful for the position I'm in. So, I just try to stay positive and just try to, just be thankful.
Right on, man. Always be thankful. There was a person that came on who told me about a part of manifestation. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
You're saying it right, manifestation.
a part of it, there's like 4 steps. I keep forgetting all 4, but one of them is being thankful and saying you're thankful. Instead of you say what you want, but you also afterwards say thank you like you've already got it. And
Right.
So yeah,
That's actually powerful. It's
yeah.
really powerful.
Yeah, it's a trip. I've learned a lot from my guests. I've learned a lot from you, man. So thank you again.
Of course, man. It was a pleasure being here.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor? You're the first person I'm asking, and it's because I feel like I can ask you to do this. But you know how YouTubers, they be like, oh, subscribe and do this and do that.
Yeah, I got you.
Can you do that for me right now? Just throw it out there.
Yeah. Wait, so you doing it on Instagram, YouTube? What are you doing it on?
It's gonna be on the IG and YouTube. I mean, you could just you could just tell them to go ahead, follow, go ahead, check out the episodes or whatever. But yeah, it's hard for me to self-promote, man. Like that's something I gotta work on. But I think I'm opening up to at least asking my guests to be like, you know what, if you guys enjoyed it and would like to see more people on there, I think it'd be great if.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. All right, I want you to go ahead and follow 34 Questions. Follow 34 Questions on Instagram. Also subscribe to 34 Questions on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. And stay connected with my boy Jan Ramirez on 34 Questions. And see you soon.
Right on, man. That was perfect. That was perfect. Much love, man. Still trying to figure out a good way to close out these interviews. I don't have a signature yet, so
it's all good. That's gonna come with time. It's gonna click. I'm telling you, it's gonna be one dream. You're gonna be like, bam, that's the one.
Yeah. It's getting there. It's my growth process. You feel me?